over here! Over here! Hello, I'm Bellinghamster, the unofficial mascot of the fair city of Bellingham, Washington. It's summer 2020, and the whole world is still struggling with you know what? We all need a break, so I'm off on a virtual journey to Angkor Wat, a Buddhist temple in the Kingdom of Cambodia. Come along.
Using chroma key effects, downloads from the web, and a cinematic device, turn back the clock to BC, before COVID. Bellinghamster will be virtually transported to his destination.
Wowee! What a trip! Let's explore Angkor Wat. Angkor Wat is a Buddhist temple complex in the heart of Cambodia and the largest religious monument in the world. Within a moat and an outer wall are 3 rectangular galleries, each raised above the next. At the center stands a group of 5 towers. The temple's central tower aligns to the morning sun of the spring equinox and symbolizes Mount Meru in India, the sacred 5-peaked mountain of Hindu, Jain, and Buddhist cosmology, and is considered to be the center of all the physical, metaphysical, and spiritual universes. Dedicated to the god Vishnu, Angkor Wat was built for King Suryavarman II in the early 12th century as his state temple and capital city of the Khmer Empire. The word Angkor means capital city, while the word Wat means temple in the Khmer language. By the end of the 12th century, it had gradually transformed into a Buddhist temple, which continues to the present day. The temple was largely neglected after the 16th century, but never completely abandoned. Cambodia was a French protectorate and part of Indochina in the mid-19th century. In 1860, Angkor Wat was rediscovered by a naturalist and explorer, Henri Mouot, who made drawings and wrote, "It is grander than anything left to us by Greece or Rome," mistakenly thinking that the temple dated from earlier times. Cambodia gained independence from France in 1953, becoming the Kingdom of Cambodia. The outer wall is 2.2 miles in length and surrounded by a moat, 620 feet wide and 3 miles in perimeter. On the southern wall is the Top Hatch entrance to Angkor Wat. Just yards from the moat, this is off the beaten track, as most tourists enter through the main or west gate. To enter through this gate, one must climb the centuries-old sandstone steps. At the end of the main corridor is a shrine where Buddhists burn incense and pray. An earthen causeway leads to the east wall entrance, called Ta Ku. This entrance is in most need of refurbishment. On the north wall is the Ta Loak entrance. A modest altar with incense was left by a visitor at the end of the corridor. A sandstone causeway, called the Rainbow Bridge, spans the moat and leads to the west and main entrance to Angkor Wat. Originally, only the king and high priests entered through the central doorway. Entering the grounds, you experience the imposing scale and grandeur of the temple. The outer wall encloses a space of 200 acres where a city and royal palace once stood. An 1,150-foot causeway leads to the temple proper. Two identical sandstone libraries stand on each side of the causeway. Four large sandstone carvings of lions guard the temple entrance. The outer gallery measures 614 feet by 705 feet and is decorated with thousands of bas-relief friezes representing important dignitaries and events of the Hindu religion. There are 13,000 square feet of carved bas-relief in the outer galleries of Angkor Wat, representing 8 different Hindu stories. This narrative, 160 feet in length, is perhaps the most striking. It's called Churning of the Ocean of Milk. The gods and demons are playing a sort of tug-of-war with the Naga, or Serpent King, as their divine rope, resulting in the churning of the ocean of milk, which produces Asparas, or celestial maidens, seen to the right and left of Vishnu. Indra, the king of all the gods, is seen descending from heaven to catch the essence and save the world from the destruction of the demons. Connecting the outer gallery to the second enclosure on the west side is a cruciform cloister, the Hall of 1,000 Buddhas. This is the main entrance and central corridor of the Hall of 1,000 Buddhas. No longer filled with water, the 4 sunken courtyards were once pools used for cleansing and purification of the pilgrims before they moved on to meditate at the next level. There is a large Buddha statue at the end of the entrance corridor. It is actually Shiva, the Hindu god, dressed as Buddha. Many people come to pray and give their offerings while visiting the temple. As the name suggests, this area used to have hundreds of Buddha images. Now only remnants remain, as some were removed and others stolen. North and south of the cruciform cloister are 2 identical libraries, symmetrically placed on the temple's east-west axis. The exact purpose of the 2 library buildings are not known. However, it is believed that they were used as shrines and repositories of religious manuscripts. From the North Library, the central tower, or Bakan, can be seen. Steep stairways ascend to the second level. The 5 towers are shaped like lotus blossom buds. The 70-degree stairways are a metaphorical representation of the difficulty of ascending to the kingdom of the gods. Wooden steps with handrails have been installed over some of the stairways to enable tourists to ascend to the top of the Bakan. Under the southern tower is the 16.5-foot statue of Vishnu, the Hindu preserver of the world. Known as Ta Reach, or Royal Ancestor, the statue is believed to have originally occupied the central shrine. When the temple became a Buddhist shrine in the late 13th century, the head was replaced with a Buddha head, where it remained for hundreds of years. The original head was replaced during a 2000 restoration project. The temple is cruciform in design, with halls and galleries surrounding 4 sunken courtyards, originally filled with water. Bacan, the tallest and central tower, was the principal sanctuary of the king and high priests. Many sandstone carvings of apsaras and devatas decorate the upper level. Apsaras are divine nymphs born out of the Milk Sea and are dancing on lotus flowers. These Khmer female figures are represented as dancing or poised to dance in groups of 2 figures or more. There are almost 2,000 apsaras and devatas realistically rendered in sandstone at Angkor Wat. Here, on the outer wall of the north entrance, is a bas-relief of a devata, a female deity, who is portrayed standing still and facing forward in the manner of a temple guardian. In the heart of the Bacan, flanked by 2 devata, is the statue of Buddha, a philosopher, mendicant, and religious leader who lived in ancient India circa 5th to 4th century BCE. Awesome! The view from the top level reveals the flat jungle terrain surrounding the temple. Extensive restoration has taken place at Angkor Wat since the earliest 20th century, despite periods of civil war and unrest. A number of countries, such as France, Japan, and China, are currently involved in various conservation projects. Guarding the entrance to the temple, an original sandstone sculpture of Nega, the semi-divine 7-headed serpent, shows signs of extreme wear from centuries of rain and tropical sun. Modern-day restorers have recreated the statue to look as it did hundreds of years ago. Cambodia welcomed 6.6 million visitors in 2019. Thanks for joining me on this virtual journey to Angkor Wat. So long for now. It's nice to be back in Bellingham. Be careful out there.